So my sister came over to the house the other day to play with her niece. Let's be real, that's the only reason she ever comes into town anymore, is to see the niece and not her loving brother. And while we were hanging out, she asked me for a camera recommendation. She's into hiking up there in North Carolina. She loves stand-up paddleboarding, and she really likes taking her new dog Frankie out on adventures. And she really hasn't had a stable camera for a while. She continues to use her phone, which is great. She's got an OtterBox, so if it falls in the water, it's waterproof and all that. But she really wanted a new camera. She had a GoPro Hero 4 Silver that she bought used several years back, and it just, because it was used, it never worked quite right. My dad and I both tried messing with it a bunch, and we finally just gave up and put it in its box, and it's sat on a shelf ever since. And so she is looking for something that she can take, like I said, hiking, stand-up paddleboarding, maybe attached to Frankie, or use to get low and get some good shots of Frankie, because she just started an Instagram for her dog. And so at first I was really excited because, somebody's coming to me unsolicited asking for my advice, but I was quickly grounded by the thought that it's only because her dorky older brother really enjoys tech, used to sell cameras 10 years ago or so, and knows a little bit about it, but it's really not because I'm an expert or anything. It's simply because it was an easy call or an easy conversation. Bicycle. So I talked her through a little bit about the GoPro Hero 10 and the Insta360 Go 2 because I've been using them a lot, and so I've got some opinions on them now, and I feel like these are the two types of cameras that she was talking about the most. And while I was walking her through the features of each one, the pros, the cons, I got to thinking, if I was still in the camera business and somebody came into Chris's camera store and asked me what my opinion was, what would I direct them? And that was one of my favorite parts about selling cameras, was getting to interview people, essentially finding out what it was that they were looking for a camera. One thing I can definitely say for sure is that I won't be recommending the DJI Action 2 anytime soon. From the reviews I've seen with having to add pieces on, it becoming not waterproof anymore, and just some of the issues with it, it feels like they've really taken a step back. So maybe I'll recommend the DJI Osmo Action 1 because that was such a solid competitor for the GoPro, but I probably won't be doing the Action 2 anytime soon. And while I was thinking about it, what would I recommend right off the bat if somebody just asked, you have to choose one or the other? I actually saw 3 videos on here on YouTube earlier this week that got me thinking, and all 3 of them were kind of like no-brainers in my opinion. And so 2 of the titles of the videos actually caught my attention. One video had a line later in the video, and I'll get back to that in a minute. But title number 1 was the GoPro Hero 10 is not for everyone. And the other was the Insta360 Go 2 might just be the perfect camera for you. And it's really silly to me. I know it's clickbait. They're trying to get you to click and watch the video, but of course the GoPro is not necessarily for everyone. There is not a single camera out there that is a one-stop shop for everyone that everyone will love. Somebody's gonna find a reason to not like a point and shoot. Somebody's gonna find a reason to not be able to use a DSLR. And of course the Insta360 Go 2 might just be the perfect camera for someone, and that's why we recommend cameras. River otter. How fun. The things you see at the canal. And so the line from the third video that caught my attention went along the lines of the great thing about the Insta360 Go 2 over the GoPro is that in pro video mode, you record in 120 degrees wide by 120 degrees tall, so you never miss the shot. Whereas they said with the GoPro Hero 10, you risk both missing the shot or messing up the shot with your settings or whatever. And again, that's just silliness. Even with the Insta360 Go 2, with the Canon R3, with any of these other cameras, you can mess up audio, you can mess up white balance, you can mess up all sorts of settings still. There is no foolproof camera, and no matter how much you know about your camera, you still run the risk of messing it up. So I decided to do a top 3 reasons for both the GoPro and the Insta360 Go 2 of why I think why I would recommend either camera to someone. So for the GoPro Hero 10, the top 3 reasons for why I would recommend this camera over the Insta360 Go 2 or something else. Number 3, it's GoPro. They're still the gold standard of action cameras. Every time somebody comes out, whether it's Insta360, whether it's DJI, whether it's somebody like that, every time they seem to close the gap, GoPro finds a reason and a way to at least maintain their lead. Number 2, GoPro has learned a lot since the 3 Plus Black that I had. On the 3 Plus Black, it was literally just a little info screen and that was it. Now, and then they added the screen on the back. Now they've got screens on the front and back so that you never miss the shot. I just love that they've made it so much easier to see not just information, but what it is that you're doing, whether you're trying to vlog with this camera, whether you're trying to set up the shot and you don't want to go around the back and that kind of thing. They've made it a lot easier. And the number 1 reason why I would recommend the GoPro Hero 10 over something like the Insta360 Go 2 is it's kind of twofold. It's the interchangeable batteries, and it's the fact that you can put in your size of micro SD card. The best thing about that is you can be shooting with this camera, and if you get the dual charger or something else, you can be charging more batteries to continually be out there shooting with your GoPro. You can hook your GoPro up really easily via the USB-C to get long time lapses without draining battery and worrying about it dying on you. And then you're able to choose how much memory you put on there, and all your recording time goes to that memory. It has its own built-in memory for settings and for all the other stuff. So when you put a 64 gig card in there, you're getting as close to 64 gigs or close to 128 gigs or whatever it is as you could possibly want. The biggest knock on the GoPro, and that was what my sister actually had was a little worried about, is it is hefty. It's got some weight to it. You know that it's there. If you were to try and put it on a bill clip, if you were to try and put it on a bill clip, your hat's going to slide down. So the heft can be a con, but it can also be a pro, because you won't be sitting there going, oh crap, is my camera still there? Where's my camera at? You're still able to find it. So pro and a con is the weight. So now to the Insta360 Go 2. So the number 3 reason why I would recommend the Insta360 Go 2 over the Hero 10 is because it's a true point and shoot camera. Very much similar to the GoPro and others. It's really quick to turn on. It's really quick to just press the button. You can easily point, shoot, get the footage you want. And if you are in pro video mode, like I said, it's 120 degrees this way, 120 degrees that way. You can pick your shot, whether it's vertical or horizontal, and you're almost always guaranteed to get the shot. It's great for families with small kids because you can do something like what David Manning taught me and put the one clip on the back of your ball cap, spin it around, hit the button, record the cute thing your kid's doing, and then you can spin it back around and forget about it. Number 2, again, very similar to the GoPro. The app for Insta360 Go, or for Insta360, is really great. It's got a lot of different features: hyperlapse, time lapse, different video forms, different photo modes. So you're able to use the app very easily, and you're able to export your footage straight to your phone or export it out after that. So the ease of use is a big number 2 for this camera. And number 1, it was the pro or con of the GoPro, but it's a great thing about this camera is it is super lightweight. It is like it's a peanut camera. So you're able to, so it's super light. They put it on FPV drones, all that kind of thing. You can put it on the bill of a cap and it won't mess up your view. You barely notice it when it's on the medallion. It's just a super lightweight piece of equipment. So part of the reason for the lightweight of this camera is there's no interchangeable battery. You're not constantly putting a battery in or out, and there's no way to add external storage. So this model with, I believe it's 32 gigs is all you get. Asterisk right there. The new model with the 64 gigs, that's all you get. You can't up to 128 gigs with a card or anything like that. That is one of the good parts, I guess, about the Action 2 from DJI, is you can add on the attachment to expand your memory. But the great thing about the GoPro is you just put one card in and you're set. But with this, and I know that when you use the charging case, you can extend the battery life, but I've noticed that in pro video mode, the Insta360 Go 2 has a very short battery life, almost shorter than its record time in pro mode. I was constantly having to put it back in its charge case, and you can record while in the charge case, but part of the allure is being able to take just the peanut part and record as long as you want with that. Like I said, there's an asterisk next to that internal memory, and that's because you don't get access to that full internal memory. Like I said, with the GoPro, when you add 64 gigs on a micro SD card, you're able to use just about all of that to shoot. Whereas with the Insta360 Go 2, a lot of that internal memory is used for the settings, it's used for the operation of the camera. So you're going from 32 gigs down to, I think it's something around 16 or 18 gigs of usable memory. So that's a major knock for me, is the battery life as well as just the internal memory that you only have access to. So there you have it. Those are my top 3 reasons to get either the GoPro Hero 10 Black or the Insta360 Go 2. Not every camera is made for everyone. Somebody's gonna find a reason to hate GoPro, somebody's gonna find a reason to hate Insta360, somebody's gonna find a reason to hate DJI, Canon, Nikon. You really just kind of have to look at it, look for the features you're looking for, and just make the best decision on your own. Personally, I'm going to choose the GoPro probably 9 times out of 10, just because I do like having the screens. I like how reliable the GoPros have been for so long. And again, kind of like I said in my my Mini 2 review, I know that there's always going to be haters that didn't use it right, but they claim they did. So bottom line, I think I will recommend the GoPro Hero 10 for just about anybody, but there are also plenty of times that I'll recommend using the Insta360 Go 2. So I hope this helped you out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that little like button. If you don't already, please subscribe. I'm over 70 subscribers and I'm really excited about how this channel is starting to get some movement on it. I really appreciate every last one of you that comments, that likes, that subscribes. It's a lot of fun to interact with people that are like-minded. And so if you enjoyed this, like I said, hit that like button and I'll catch you in the next video.